Now that you've had the chance to practice, it's time to get your supplies. Let's start your first challenge from Brenda. She recently found a lost baby bird in the forest. Go ahead and open the envelope labeled A with your partner to see the lost baby bird that Brenda rescued. Brenda also noticed 3 adult birds that live in the forest. Talk with your partner about which of these adult birds, 1, 2, or 3, you think may be the parent of the baby bird that was found. Remember, you'll have to look closely at all their traits for clues. Okay, now that you've had the chance to discuss with your partner, you'll circle all the traits of the baby bird that helped you decide which adult bird is most likely its parent. For example, maybe you noticed that the shape of the beak for both the baby bird and bird number 1 looked the same. This trait gave you a clue, so you'll circle that trait. Okay, go ahead and circle any traits that gave you clues. Here's what we noticed. The first thing we noticed about the baby bird is that short, curved beak. When we looked at the adult birds, only bird number 1 had that curved beak. We also noticed the feet of the baby bird looked big compared to the size of its body. And bird number 1 also has pretty large feet. We also noticed the baby bird's eye, light on the outside, but with a dark circle in the middle. We noticed that bird number 1 was the only adult that also had eyes like that. You may have noticed other traits too. All these clues gave us evidence that bird number 1 is most likely the parent of the baby bird. Go to the next slide for your next challenge. Okay, it's time for your next challenge. This time, the challenge is a little bit trickier. Brenda recently rescued a young bird near the lake that needed help. With your partner, open the envelope labeled B to see what kind of bird she found. Brenda looked around to see if she could find any adult birds near the lake. Here are the 3 adult birds that she found. Talk with your partner about which of these birds you think may be the parent of the baby bird that Brenda found. Remember, this challenge is a little harder, so you may have to look really closely for those traits that will give you clues. Now that you've had the chance to discuss with your partner, go ahead and circle the traits of the baby bird that helped you decide which adult bird is most likely its parent. Here's what we noticed. We first noticed the baby bird's feet. Bird number 3 has webbed feet, but the baby bird does not. So we thought the parent was probably bird number 1 or bird number 2. But bird number 1 has really long legs. The legs of the baby bird are shorter and look similar to the legs of bird number 2. We also noticed that the baby bird's beak is most similar to the beak of bird number 2. So looking at all these traits together, we thought that bird number 2 is most likely the parent bird. Go to the next step